The Yankees formerly introduced Aaron Boone as the 33rd skipper in team history Wednesday. Boone touched on a number of subjects throughout his press conference. Here are some of his best quotes. "A winning process. I feel like my job, our job as a staff is, again, getting the most out of these players, helping especially the young players. Hope you continue to get better, to get to that next step. I think everyone that goes into this, we all desire and thirst for the championship. That's kind of a given. I want to get caught up and lost in the process of all the things that put you in a position now to have a great chance. Better bombers. It's young guys in many cases that haven't reached the prime of their career. In a lot of cases, it's guys who are smack dab in the prime of their career. So now it's how do we avoid complacency? How do we get these guys to be the better version of themselves? I think when that happens, you're going to put yourself in a position to be successful come October. Mike Spaghetti Images. Gary, I have a priority in that. Gary and my relationship is important. I expect it to be very strong. My expectation is that he's going to be one of the great impact players on both sides of the ball for a long time to come. I'm hoping. I've already texted back and forth with him a little bit. I expect to meet up with him at some point in the next couple of weeks. Analytics. I don't think I know everything. As I've done the job that I've had for the last 8 years, as I've dove into these numbers and dove into the information that's been new to us, when I flush things out, I find that there's pretty tremendous value in these things. The home run. Not a week goes by that I'm not reminded of how big the New York Yankees are or how big their reach are. I've had hundreds of stories told to me too about where people were or what side of the ledger they were on. For a long time, I kind of distanced myself from it because we lost the World Series. I'll never forget the Marlins celebrating on the field. It's ingrained in my head. David J. Phillip, manager style. I think it's having that ability, and maybe it's a little bit of an art form, but to have the ability to connect in the clubhouse with the guys, to have that trust factor, to have that your players understand that you do care about them. You're putting the New York Yankees in this case in the forefront, as we're going to do in the end always what's best for the New York Yankees. Ohtani. No, I called Cash and said, sorry I couldn't get Ohtani for you. It seemed like I got named, and Ohtani wanted no part of it. So hope it had nothing to do with me. Tanaka. Time. He's obviously been so excellent in his time here. We saw him at the end of last year and what he was in the playoffs. Pitching is that one thing that you always seem to need a lot of. To have a guy that's been as successful as he's back in the mix, very exciting. Influences. AJ Hinch and Dave Roberts. I in a lot of ways felt like I was looking in the mirror. I've known those guys, been friends with those guys for a number of years. The fact that it was so fresh in the postseason and in the World Series, I would say those are two guys that had an impact on me and would probably share in my style a little bit.